This 13-year-old girl from Detroit has been missing for more than a year.
So we getting into the Naiah story, man. My sister told me react to this. This is a blind reaction. Let's get into it.
Now, her 42-year-old uncle is on trial for her murder. And the details of why the state says he killed her will leave you heartbroken and disgusted.
Her uncle
this is the story of Naiah Harris. Now, before I get into the story, I just want to give you a warning that there are certain parts that get pretty graphic. And after a while, you're probably going to have a lot of unanswered questions. And you may even want to book a trip to Detroit to handle all of the adults that failed this baby.
That's a fact.
I'm all shut up, Trisha.
Because what you mean, an uncle?
This is my investigation. This is the last known picture of Naiah Harris. It was taken by the 13-year-old on her tablet on January 9th, 2024. The same day she went missing after getting off the school bus.
I don't know why they pose like that.
Now, she was supposed to be going home, as her family says she always did. But as we can see in this footage taken from a neighbor's doorbell camera, she walked right past her house. And police say she was heading to meet her uncle, Jarvis Butts, who they confirmed she was in a...
I'm not going to be able to get over this man last name being Butts. You had an uncle with the last name Butts and was booling around, boy?
Sexual relationship with...
Whoa, what?
And pregnant by... No, you heard me right. She was in a sexual relationship with and pregnant.
What do your eyes clotters this man? What you mean? You talk about it from your... What? From the uncle? What?
By her 42-year-old uncle, Jarvis. Let me give you some background. So, you see, Jarvis...
this is a weird story, bro.
Wasn't actually her blood uncle, right? He was the on and off again boyfriend, as well as the father of her maternal aunt Shannon's 5 children. The last kid was born about last year, meaning that she was probably pregnant at the same time Naiah reportedly was.
Hey, yo, what type of timing? I'm telling you, bro, it's because my son was light-skinned. They be letting the light skins get away with everything. He had the complexion for protection, and I bet you the auntie was mad black. Probably chopped cheese. Nah, bro. Because that's the only type of person that's going to let this rock, bro.
Makes sense. Make it make sense. Okay, now why Jarvis was even allowed to be around little girls, I'm truly trying to understand. You see, the state prosecutor's office has labeled Jarvis as a serial child rapist.
Because he light skin. He got the right skin. Oh, and he got the right hair. You'd be surprised what people would put up, dude, just for that hair, man. But what black people would.
He has several charges of sexual assault against young girls, including an 8-year-old
and he's 6'2". Y'all be letting the tall people get away with it too. When you look a certain way in a certain height, you get away. This sounds crazy, but that's the best way to rock this story. Obviously, she must come from a ghetto family, ratchet background, dysfunctional type of X, Y, and Z to let this go down, getting impregnated and then unaliving. Yeah, you deserve what I'm saying. So I'm not going like the gloves is off.
Family member.
Building.
And an ex-girlfriend's 4-year-old daughter who also contracted chlamydia from said assault.
Whoa! He gave the 13-year-old chlamydia. Man, listen, man, this story is crazy, bro. I don't know. Whoa.
This man is actually disgusting. Now, on a podcast from last year, about a month and some change after Naiah went missing, her aunt Shannon was asked why she still dealt with him knowing about his history. And she said,
when I met him,
what I told y'all. What I told y'all. What I told y'all, bro. Like, what did I tell y'all, sir?
When I was 19, he did tell me his background. He did tell me his background. He gave.
Whoa. See? What the fuck is this? Bro, shorty body differently, though.
Me.
Man, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all, man.
He gave me the decision if I wanted to pursue a relationship.
So given that his background,
yeah, if you look like that, you definitely gonna look at his height, look at him, and look at her. She was gonna say yes to that. It didn't matter what his background was.
His background was child, right? And you still made the decision to talk to him?
One, I was 19, and two, if society can give you a second chance, why can't someone else give you a second chance?
She said if society could give you a second chance, why can't somebody else give you a second chance? Shorty just ducked the whole accountability like most female. Yo.
As well.
She literally ducked, dodged, and weaved the accountability on him.
Excuse me? Absolutely not. Are you kidding
She
me?
looked like she was ready to slap Shorty. Hold on.
Giving a second chance to somebody who has harmed young girls when you are a mother yourself? I'm sorry. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So you're probably wondering, well, how did Naiah even come in contact?
Comment down below what actor this lady looked like. Not the little girl, but y'all comment down below what actress this lady looks like.
With this man. Well, you see, Naiah lived and was adopted by her maternal grandmother, Annette. Now, Annette claims that
grandma looked better than the daughter.
They didn't have a relationship with Naiah's mother, who they call Lady. But I'm here to tell you, I heard her mother speak on a live with Roxy. And if you don't know who Roxy is, honestly, we all need to be thanking her. She is one of Naiah's cousins and has been so instrumental in getting the word out. So I want to personally thank Roxy. Thank you so much for putting this on my radar. And thank you for continuing to talk about it. We will get justice for Naiah. Well, take a listen to what her mother had to say when she was speaking to Roxy.
I love my daughter. I mean, it can't be measured how much I love my daughter. And I'm still holding on the fact of and the possibility and the fact that she is still living.
Right.
Regardless of what the news and everything say. I don't do the publicity. I don't do.
Nah, you fail, Shorty. We don't want to hear none of that. What you doing, where you doing that, nothing. You fail, Shorty, bruh. What was you out here in these streets doing?
You know, people's platform or however they want to benefit off the situation. My concern is about my daughter. And just because people doesn't see my face or see me all everywhere like some of my, family members be, that doesn't mean that I'm not involved and I'm not trying to keep up with what's going on with my daughter.
Right.
Yo, mom's looking, it's giving real dykish with my dukes. Oh yeah, you was doing everything. Just how you got a daughter?
And that's much I got to say about it to anyone.
Naiah's father, Mervyn Jennings, passed away last summer. And while they reportedly didn't have the closest relationship, they say when he found out his daughter was missing, he was out there trying to find her. May he rest in peace. Now, as I mentioned,
she wouldn't have been missing if he was in her life. Now, I could tell the mom was probably running the streets, so it probably wasn't. You probably couldn't even. She probably was keeping you. Yeah, typical blackish. Well, in some communities.
Naiah lived with her grandmother, and for some time, her Aunt Shannon also lived in the same house. And when her Aunt Shannon eventually got her own spot, she still was spending a lot of time at the grandmother Annette's house. Now, the grandmother Annette testified, saying that Jarvis would come to the house, but listen to what she had to say about how that went.
And would he come around your house on Bedford in January or the months leading up to January?
Whenever he did come, he would always pull up in a white truck, and Shannon would go out to the car, and they would sit and talk or whatever, but he would very rarely come in my house.
And during that time when he would come around and sit in his car, was there any times that he would interact with Naiah that you saw?
Not that I remember, no.
Okay.
So then we found out that the grandmother would send Naiah as well as Jarvis and Shannon's daughter to the car repair shop where he worked to help clean up. Now, why you would have young girls heading to a car repair shop to help clean up makes no sense to me at all. What we later learned is that very same car repair shop where Jarvis worked is where Jarvis and Naiah would engage in sexual intercourse. So the state shared they were able to recover more than 100 gigabytes of phone evidence, a lot of that being text messages. So during the preliminary hearing, they went through a lot of those messages. And when I tell you, I could not believe my ears. The type of conversation that this grown man was having with this baby, the grooming, it's truly heartbreaking. It's so sad. It was so sexually explicit in nature. A lot of it I'm not even going to put here. However, what I will do is I'm going to link below the video so you guys can watch. I will warn you again, it is graphic and it's probably over an hour. Listen, I sat and I listened to every single minute, but I will also give you a few highlights after this video, but take a listen to a few clips that I pulled so you can get a better understanding of what was happening here.
And then at 23:07, Naiah sends, the meaning is your mine and mine only, the dick and all your mine and will stay mine. At 23:14, she sends, I want to know the meaning when you say I'm yours.
Bro, what?
The date on here is now June 30th at 0016
This story just keeps getting weirder and weirder.
Jarvis replies to her
to a little kid
and says, all of you. Immediately after that, your mind, body, and soul.
Bro, at 13, I don't even know what the
At
hell that is.
0017 hours, he sends to Naiah, the pussy, ass, mouth, legs, arms, face, and then he has the word everything in all caps. At 0119 hours, she replies, oh, really? And then there's some type of emoji. Immediately after that, she says, want to see that tomorrow? And it's the same little symbols on there. At 0247 hours, he sends back to her, meaning. It's now 0603 hours. She sends to him, when we fuck. July 1st.
Hey, yo, pause. Yo, my man's is really talking to Shorty like she's a grown woman. But also, why is she talking to this grown man?
1907, he sends a message to her that says, I'm trying to fuck. At 1952, she replies back, okay. At 1952, she sends a message that says WSP, meaning what's up. Then at 21:34, she sends, you still coming or you was playing about trying to fuck? At 21:35, he replies back to Naiah, I'm serious.
And were those deleted?
Yes.
Yo, this is weird, bro.
And now moving
I know I keep saying that, but
July
it's like, what else do you say about this? It's weird.
July 2nd, 2023 at 15:46 hours, Jarvis sends a message to Naiah that says, can I get my dick sucked today?
Hey, yo! Can I get my dick sucked? Is crazy, bro, to a kid?
At 15:47, she replies,
Yo,
sure, no problem.
sure. Son said, sure, no problem. The hell?
At 15:50, Jarvis replies, yeah, okay. At 15:53, Naiah replies, I'm serious, you can. At 16:33, Naiah sends, there's going to be some type of photo that would have been sent at this time.
Hey, yo, what photo?
At 17:08, there's a reply from Jarvis where it says, liked an image. Then at 17:08, Jarvis says, I'm going to sneak in, okay?
What the hell he mean he about to sneak in?
Naiah replies back, why? 17:08, he says, who is up? At 17:09, she replies, everybody. At 17:09, Jarvis sends some type of photo to Naiah. Immediately.
You could tell she used to this. She ain't even changing character. She ain't breaking character.
After that, she replies, well, damn, I want to lay with you. Then at 17:10, from Naiah, are you here already? At 17:12, Shan told the kids that you said you was on your way, so they know you coming. At 17:13, Naiah says, I want to see you. 17:21, Naiah says, so am I just giving you head or we fucking too? Because looking at that picture made me horny. At 17:22, Jarvis replies to her, you tell me. 17:22 and 29 seconds, she says, I want to fuck too. Immediately after that,
God,
she
She's
says,
part
so
of the
can
mess,
we?
bro.
And then at 17:22, 49 seconds,
I'm not victim
Jarvis
blaming.
replies back to her, yep. September 26th, starting at 14:31 hours,
he look like?
Bae, you up? With some question marks. Then she
He looking like, dang, I gotta defend this guy in court.
14:32, he replies, yeah. 14:33, Naiah sends, my period haven't came at all. 14:36, she sends, hello, you there? With some question marks. 14:37, Jarvis replies to Naiah, what you mean? At 14:38, Naiah says, it have not came. 14:38, Jarvis replies to her, since when?
Yo, that looks like a really young judge, yo.
42 seconds. Since I was in the hospital. The next message is, that was last month. I'm scared. I don't know IDK. What to do? I have to go to the doctor's TM for tomorrow. At 14:41, Jarvis replies to Naiah and says, you said that you took a pregnancy test and it was negative. 14:41, she replies, it did. At 14:41, Jarvis then replies, so go get another one. At 14:42, Naiah tells him on a text, I can't, I have no money.
See, I knew it.
After that, she says, you go get one. At 14:43, she says, you ain't scared to get a plan B, get a pregnancy test and bring it later today. Just act like you have to use the bathroom. At 14:36, she says, PLS for please.
If you missed your period, the plan B's not working at that point.
She then replies, will you do it? With some question marks. At 14:51, she says, hello, with a bunch of question marks. Then at 14:56, Jarvis replies to her with, okay.
Whew, so what were we able to learn through these text messages? All right, a few things I want to highlight. One, that a lot of these conversations, or this whole relationship, I should say, started in 2022. Keep in mind, at the time, Naiah was probably 11 years old. Again, the messages were majority sexually explicit. That's
a fact.
Heartbreaking, to say the least. Also, we hear that he often asked her to delete the messages. He knew what he was doing. He would always say, make sure you delete, have you deleted, after saying something wild. We also knew that he knew that she was pregnant because she spoke about Jarvis. All right, before I continue and tell you a little bit more, I want to take a second just to reiterate exactly how young Naiah was in 2022 when these conversations with Jarvis reportedly began. So I'm going to use a few people you might recognize just to put things into perspective. Let's start off with Keke Palmer. So remember when she came out in Akeelah and the Bee? Well, in that movie, she was 12 years old, the same age as Naiah.
Hey, get out.
For us old heads, y'all remember the show Bernie Mac?
Yeah.
Remember Baby Girl? Well, in this episode that aired in 2006, she was about 10, 11 years old. The same age as Naiah.
But I want to look pretty now. Vanessa, she just wants to be one of the girls. Let her stay.
And let's not forget Marsai Martin from the show Blackish.
I ain't never seen this show in my life.
Episode that aired in 2016. Well, she was about
I feel like
12
her Kanye shit was
the same age as Naiah. Have I made my point?
Kanye don't be listening. He
She
hard-headed.
was
He
a
don't listen.
baby. Regardless of what you heard in those messages, she was a victim. She was a child. That was grooming. Someone had to teach you how to speak like that.
I don't think that was grooming, bro. I think that was just full on. The dude took advantage of that little kid. I couldn't even calling it grooming is a distraction. He did the unthinkable. That's what he did. He violated in the worst way. Let's just lead with that. The grooming we don't need to lead with. To me, that seems too. That's just a bunch of word salad. Boy was molesting this kid, his 13-year-old niece, got her pregnant, and then smoked up boots, bro. And they can't find the body. What are we talking about grooming for?
A baby. Now, I've watched numerous press conferences from the Detroit Police Department as well as State Prosecutor Kim Worthy's office that detailed their findings and why they believe they can prove that Jarvis is responsible for Naiah's death,
Wait,
even
y'all ain't
though
even
they
prove
have
it yet?
yet to recover her body. Now, they were able to prove this through a lot of different pieces of evidence, including those text messages I had read a little earlier. They also had a lot of first-hand witness accounts who said that they indeed saw Jarvis and Naiah together that day. And you'll never guess who one of the witnesses was. Take a guess. His own sister. This is her here. She was on the stand during the preliminary hearing, and I want to also note.
Yeah, bro, you could tell what type of people this is, bro. If the sister witnesses ain't do nothing, they call CPS, ain't nobody do nothing. That whole family felt the child.
She was one of the only people. Actually, I think she was the only person who shed a tear. The only person.
Ms. Butts, do you remember talking to Detroit Police back on February 26th of 2024?
Yes.
And what's the reason that you went and talked to Detroit Police?
I had reason to believe that I saw Naiah the day she went missing.
So the state also shared, which we all knew, he knew that Naiah was pregnant, but they also added that he was looking up ways to terminate the pregnancy. This man was looking up herbal teas, red antifreeze, also the abortion pill. Is this a motive? I don't know. I don't speculate, but what? He was trying to find a way to get rid of that baby. We also know, and again, this is through that hearing, that he checked into a motel at 9:30 that evening. And the next day he checked out and returned a car that he had borrowed from one of his baby mamas. This man had so many BMs, so many women, so many questions.
I already know he had the complexion for protection.
We won't even go there right now. So many questions.
You light-skinned,
however,
you could be a
when he returned that
convicted
vehicle, Naiah was
like
nowhere in sight. In fact, Naiah has not been seen from since that day on January 9th, 2024.
He's still gonna have a joint.
She hasn't posted on social media.
Through all this.
And I can confirm, take a look at her page. She would post a lot. So many videos of her dancing, things that, little girls do. They're always on social media, and she has not posted not one video.
No, y'all daughters is always on social media
Since that day. Where is Naiah? During that hearing, the state shared that they found Naiah.
Murder 13-year-old is kind of wild, bro.
This black hoodie, and there were what looks like holes at the top. Take a look.
She shot
They
her?
said that it seems like there was some type of struggle. They also found Naiah's pink jumpsuit. Take a look here. And that had what they confirmed was Jarvis's blood. But again, Naiah has yet to be found. How did this happen? Now, by the end of this hearing, thank God, Judge Aaliyah Sabri found that there was enough evidence for
it is Detroit, though.
For this to go to trial. Usually it's super hard for them to be able to take cases like this where they haven't discovered a body to trial. But thank God she did what she had to do. And she said, nah, baby, this is going to trial. She also read the whole family for filth. She told Grandma Annette off, which is great. And I don't know if I told y'all, but Grandma Annette did not report her baby Naiah missing until the next day. How you are able to go to bed without reporting your granddaughter missing is insane. I could not even imagine. My little sisters could not call me for 2 hours and I'm freaking out, let alone a whole evening. And this is your granddaughter who you are legally responsible for. You just went to sleep and waited till the next day. Make it make sense. Judge Sabri also had some
Yeah, she
words
got
for Aunt
point.
Shannon for obvious reasons. I'm not even going to get into it. But she also had some words for Jarvis. Y'all got to take a listen to what she had to say.
Mr. Butt, stand up.
Yo, your last name Butts. I just don't understand how y'all let him do it. The last name Butts, and it's Butts, spelled Butts, and let him around y'all kids, man. Hell no.
You've been sitting over
Stand
there
up.
for 4 days with your head down, hidden between and behind your attorney, with your mask on, and taking vigorous notes. I want you to pay attention and listen to everything I have to say. I have been trying to figure out for the last 5 days, you. At one point, I thought you were cognitively impaired in the beginning of this exam. And then maybe you had the brain of a 10-year-old, and that's why you were doing such things. But as I heard more and more testimony, you're just a true definition of a pedophile. Watching you laugh and brag about all the women you have with different women and the children and the girlfriends.
That's that, bro. You light skin 6'2" and with the hair, you'll be surprised if people let you do to them if you look like this. You'll be surprised how much they put up with.
You groomed Naiah. You played mind games with her. We all heard that. You controlled her emotionally. She was exposed to so much at such a young age. The text messages between you two were disgusting to hear. And to think that she had you saved in her phone as babe for life.
Having your predator saving your phone as babe for life is crazy.
And while I mentioned other people that failed her, Jarvis Butts, you were the monster in this whole picture.
Jarvis has been charged with first-degree premeditated murder, which carries a maximum penalty of life in prison without parole. Child sexually abusive activity, which carries a maximum penalty of 20 years. And criminal sexual conduct, second degree, person under 13, maximum penalty of 15 years. Now, this is set to go to trial in March 2025, so we're about 2 months away. Please believe I'm going to be glued to my screen. If I'm able to even get there myself, I will be there.
Yeah. So I was asked to react to this. This story is weird. True crime is pretty weird, man. Yeah, bro, that was weird.